Speaking of being smarter than all of us.
Okay. We can talk about me.
Have you ever heard of the cynocephalus?
No.
Is it a disease?
That sounded like
No.
sign of...
Cynocephalus.
Is that one word?
It is. I think it's Latin, maybe. But it means dog-headed man.
Okay.
Dog-headed man. And I stumbled upon this video the other day. I'm like, what are you talking about? So I did a lot of research yesterday.
Okay.
And it's basically, it starts 4,000 years ago is the earliest evidence of there's a race of hybrid humans that it is a man's body with a literal dog head.
Terrifying.
And so 4,000 years ago, or they found it in Libya, carved onto these boulders of these dog-headed men or cynocephalus.
Kind of like the pyramids, right? Like, you know, the ones that have the dog heads?
Yeah,
I'm trying to pull up a picture of right now.
Anubis.
So where is this at? Sorry.
Anubis?
Anubis, yeah.
Anubis.
So
1950s Germany?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, so Anubis was an Egyptian god who had the head of a jackal, body of a man, and that was the god of death in the underworld. And it's all over Egypt, right? Anubis. But then in Libya, there's these carvings of these dog-headed men that were like carrying like clubs and like dragging a rhino and like just really, really weird stuff. But then it was first written about by a Greek philosopher in, I believe it was like 30 BC or something.
Okay.
So the Greeks have written about it. The Romans have written about it. Alexander the Great has written about the cynocephalus. Marco Polo, Christopher Columbus, St. Augustine, and just all these like explorers and missionaries throughout history have all written about dog-headed men.
Whoa.
Yeah.
How have we never heard of this? This is different than the
It's like a werewolf, isn't it?
the Dogman, like, right? This is different than.
Well, it could be the same thing.
Right.
But
Yeah.
but it was written.
I couldn't think of like, oh yeah.
But the earliest writings from the Greek philosopher, he talked about he went and was exploring India, and deep in the mountains there was these dog-headed men, and he said that they were brutal and but it was just freaky, and they would capture people and then eat them and like
Yeah.
But then as time goes on, like Alexander the Great talks about battling a tribe of dog-headed men.
Whoa.
And there's one account where one of these explorers, when they encountered these dog-headed men, they were more intelligent, but all of them said that they couldn't speak. And they would literally just bark.
Yeah. It's so funny.
Yeah.
So funny.
But he said that they would talk to each other by barking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen Twilight?
Dude, that's honestly, like, imagine just being, and like, you're about to go to battle, you got your own people, and then you hear over the hill, you just see all these dog men come up, and then you just hear howling. Like, the whole thousands of them just howling. Dude, that would be so scary.
But this one tribe of dog men, they said that they were very intelligent and that they would farm and that they worshipped a god that was a golden ox.
Oh, they're not that smart.
Which I thought was interesting because of like Egypt or the Israelites when they're in the desert, the golden calf.
Well, they were golden retrievers. That's why.
Yeah. But then there was this other really, really weird story where there's a saint and his name is Saint Christopher, and you should look up Saint Christopher Dogman. And supposedly the story goes that this was, I think, 100 years or so after Christ died. There was this dog man who was, they said that he was 10 feet tall, and he was witnessed to by a Christian, and he wanted to pursue Christ. And yeah, so look at that. See that?
Whoa.
Was St. Christopher also 10 feet tall?
That's what I'm saying. St. Christopher is the dog man. Yeah. And how it goes is that...
I thought he was witnessing to the dog.
No. St. Christopher is the dog man, a Christian man.
Witness to St. Christopher.
Yeah.
Word.
And he's like, well, what should I do? And he's like, well, just start helping people. And one ways that you could help is there's this river over there that a lot of people die crossing. So just start carrying people across.
Oh.
And so he would carry people across this river. Then one day, this is just the story, all right? This is what they talk about. There's this little boy, and he was carrying the little boy on his shoulders. And all of a sudden, the little boy just started getting heavier and heavier and heavier. And St. Christopher said, like, hey, he's like, I can't lift you any longer. And then it was basically, it turns out that was Christ riding on his shoulders and saying, like, this is the weight of the world that I carry on myself, or something like that. And then St. Christopher said, basically prayed, like, God, I no longer want to be a dogman, and then was turned into a human.
Whoa.
That is the craziest story I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It's weird.
What is that? That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah. But then St. Augustine wrote about, he traveled and actually witnessed and presented the gospel to a tribe of dogmen. And he said that, what do you say about him? He said,
they were stinky.
He said, dog-headed men noted that they were morally dumb and even some demonic, but redeemable nonetheless.
Golly.
You guys have done a Gen Z Bible translation. What would that look like?
I don't know.
Dogman translation.
Morally
dumb.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Life is rough.
But
Choose
then
God.
there's a story of King Arthur. What?
I just did a dog pun and she thought it was funny.
There's a story of King Arthur, and he claimed to have fought and beat a dog-headed men army in the mountains surrounding Edinburgh.
Oh, cool.
Dude.
So these dogmen have been talked about in ancient China or Asia, like in Mongolia, India, South America, the Caribbean, North America, Europe, like everywhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's different
So
accounts
weird.
throughout history talking about these dogmen.
I mean, how do they come to an existence? Is that another perversion? Is that another
That-
just?
Really, I
You
think.
could say, yeah, you could say like from the Book of Enoch, where it talks about the fallen angels, the Watchers, basically making hybrids of human, animal,
beast.
Yeah.
beast. Yeah, and that's where you get like folklore of mermaids and centaurs.
Oh, I
and-
didn't think about that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting. That's so scary. I'm just picturing all of this in my mind. I'm like, it had to have been so weird to look at a dog man.
yeah.
Like it couldn't have been. I don't know. It's like,
But then,
throw a tennis ball.
so Christopher Columbus, he went to he landed in Haiti, and he said when he got there was these giants that had like one eye. Then there's these giant dogmen, and he said they were brutal and evil, and that they would capture you, and they would basically cut off their heads and drink their blood.
Ew.
And like just stories like this are all over the place.
We should go, honestly, because I mean, you have some relation with, like the community in Haiti. I think we should do admission down there, but we record a pod too, and we find somebody who can give us like some historical stuff because I mean, islands like that, places like that, like, they've got rich history. They've got some weird stuff that like supernatural things that we could.
Yeah, we can't go to
talk
Haiti
about.
right now.
Well,
What's going on
I
here?
will
It's
say,
taken over by the gangs
Let's
and
go.
stuff.
Will McGinnis, though, of
Yeah, Will McGinnis of Audio Adrenaline, they have the orphanage in Haiti that I've been to, Hands and Feet Orphanage. Check them out and donate because
Yes.
they're the best.
yeah, and they make leather goods too.
Yeah, but
That's my wallet.
Will's been sneaking back into Haiti multiple times just to like bring supplies and stuff to the orphanage and stuff.
It's in a certain town. He's not flying into
No,
any of
he's-
the major cities, right?
Yeah, he's flying into Port-au-Prince, I believe.
Is he? I
Yeah.
thought he was flying straight into like Labadee or something.
No.
Should we even mention this?
Oh.
if it is, scary stuff.
Anyway, but he was talking to Steve. He called Steve about it, and Steve's like, "Dude, that's so dangerous." And he's like, "The Lord will protect me." And like,
Even if I die.
even if I die, what
that's the mentality.
And we're connected to that ministry as well as My Life Speaks,
Yeah.
which is another amazing ministry run by the Wilsons.
Yeah. They're also in Haiti.
Just doing a lot of good.
Yeah.
So much
lot of
good,
good.
crazy good.
But yeah, the dog-headed man. I don't know what to think about it. Because
No,
I'm
me
like,
either.
you'd think at some point we would find some sort of remains, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of people, they speculate that it was like in India that they're actually encountering baboons because they
Yeah.
have like the long snout,
Yeah.
you know, and they like walk upright like men.
Interesting.
So scary.
But like,
Just presenting the gospel to baboons.
yeah, right.
are they like
They're
sitting
more.
still, like,
they're so
listening?
dumb, but redeemable, I guess.
Some of them were kind of demonic.
Listen to
They're
this.
throwing poop.
Get away from me!
That one's totally possessed.
But I'm on Wikipedia, which is where all good research starts. And listen to this though: the cynocephaly also figure in medieval Christian worldviews. A legend that placed Andrew the Apostle and Bartholomew the Apostle among the Parthians presented the case of the abominable, the citizen of quote city of cannibals, whose face was like unto that of a dog. After receiving baptism, however, he was released from his doggish aspect.
You know what's also crazy is I forgot to mention Saint Christopher.
Topher.
Is that Saint Christopher? They said that he was from the land of Canaan, which the land of Canaan is
Right.
where the Watchers descended upon Mount Hermon and stuff, and that's where the Israelites came in and they talked about the giants that they had to defeat and all that stuff. Man, it's weird.
It's so weird that like all these things, and it's like it's all like we're just getting this all from one source. That's the crazy thing, is that we're getting sent so much stuff. We see all these things that are completely different people who have different beliefs.
Yeah,
And it's like, how does this make sense? Like that whole thing, Carl Sagan, one of the greatest atheists in all the world, super, super smart guy, is like, having literally in contact with aliens because of all that, those crop circles and stuff. It's like, all of it's pointing back to this weird, and I'm like, I don't know what to come up with. Like what conclusion can you possibly bring from it?
I wonder if they're like interdimensional.
Yeah,
Now they are. I don't know, because of like you think they would be spotted like way more, but they have. It was in 1887 in Michigan where they spotted a dogman, but they called him man wolf.
Yeah,
But every 10 years now in Michigan, this man wolf comes out, and they see him.
weird.
Yeah.
See, like
They said that he's 7 feet tall and that his howl sounds like a man screaming.
Ew. Oh my gosh.
yeah.
It's got
Could
goosebumps.
it also be skinwalkers?
Yeah.
Ew.
Or just a guy just having a real fun Friday night,
Yeah.
Every 10 years.
Shut up!
Sounds like a man screaming.
Here's
Hairy man.
Here's a thought in theory. What if, at one point these fallen angels or creatures or whatever were able to go back and forth from the heavenly realm to our realm? And like, what if after the fall, like Tolkien talks about in his, take on it, that when the fallen angels rebelled, they were unable to go back and forth. And so what if their attempt, whatever that looks like, beam me up, if that was something they could generate, and now all the appearances and stuff like that popping in and out of timelines is them trying to get back to that spot, but they're hitting a barrier and just like, and so that's why they're arriving. So like Bigfoot tried to pop back and he ends up in a field in front of a camera.
I mean, you look at all those in the pyramids, the hieroglyphics there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm ignorant to the culture and like, the history and stuff. So like they had the heads of the cat, heads of dogs and stuff like that. But it's like, I mean, we know what the pyramids were capable of. We know like the chemical stuff that they were able to create.
Power
like,
plants.
Who knows, man?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
If it was all an attempt at rebuilding that bridge.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I think
Just
that's
a
what
theory.
the Tower of Babel was, though.
Yeah.
I think the Tower of Babel
Yeah.
was that they talked about it on the Blurry episode, but like it's a thing to be able to access the realm.
Was E.T.
It makes sense.
Was E.T. a demon?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, definitely.
Take me home.
Yeah, and then like what was the other thing? Some people theorize that the Garden of Eden is actually in another dimension.
Yeah.
And that's what the Tower of Babel, they are trying to get to the Garden of Eden in this other dimension.
That's why there's an archangel guarding the entrance.
That's a
Yeah.
lot.
Is it an archangel or is it a
Or-
cherubim? But
It had
yeah.
a flaming sword, didn't it? Whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
No dogs allowed.
You're right. You're right.
A cherubim?
Yep.
Which is even more terrifying. But the Dogman.
Dude, Dogman. I've never heard of that.
Yeah,
That's
I haven't
scary.
either.
That's
also,
scary.
like the connection of like they're saints.
Yeah,
there's
which
this
is
one.
wild.
There's this one like it's written down. There's this monk that was going back and forth with like another monk or something. They were writing letters, debating over whether or not these dogmen can be saved
Wow.
or if they're an abomination.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's heavy. Let's just get one on the pod and ask.
But it's like, is that not all the proof in the world of like written accounts since like 300 BC of these dog-headed men?
Yeah.
I also wonder though if it was just like a different race or something that maybe was a little bit more cut off and hairy.
Yeah, some people.
Cavemen type people.
Well, no, people have asked like, well, could they have been just like Neanderthals?
Yeah, and like in cannibal
Yeah.
Neanderthals, or like, and it
Like
could
you
be
would-
an unreached people group,
Yeah, you'd imagine like these giants would probably kind of look Neanderthal-like,
Oh yeah, they were
or the Nephilim, I should say.
probably monsters looking type
Yeah.
of things. Yeah.
Who knows?
Troll
They
in the
barked at each
dungeon.
other.
Huh?
They barked at each other.
They did bark at each other.
I guess you could say they had that dog in them.
Wait, but didn't we talk about when they discovered those giants in Patagonia that they kind of like talked like almost barking like?
I don't remember.
I can't remember that either.
I don't
What's up,
remember.
dog? Or
Oh, that's where it came from.
It smells like up dog in here.
There you go.
Nice. Nice. There you go.
Nice, Lo.
I saw somebody doing the it smells like what to their dad. They're like, it smells like up brother in here. And they're like, what's up there? What's up, brother? Like, this is perfect.